O'Malley is a much improved fighter from when they first fought. Vera is kind of the same, maybe more determined with this second shot because he feels slighted that O'Malley won't give him the credit for the first win.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Lou Finocchiaro here, courtesy of the Progressive guest line, Paul.
That was a good answer, too, though, Lou. I mean, that's a solid track. I also forgot about In My Time of Dying on Physical Graffiti. That's another one on a fantastic album. All right, my friend. Excellent job last week, as Matt mentioned. Let's start with the main event. And as you outlined in studio last week about this is a business, and O'Malley is big business for UFC coming with the Dana White Contender Series. This is his only loss against Vera. He's a 270 here at Circa. The round prop is 4.5. You have questions, as you wrote about on VSiN.com, about could he get tired out here and cardio an issue. Break down the main event for us, please.
Well, this is going to be a great fight. It's a rematch, and it's a rematch when O'Malley took the first Vera fight coming off an ankle injury. The coaches in the corner wrapped his ankles very tight. He was a little compromised coming into that fight, according to their corner. And Vera got him right below the knee on a nerve that whacked him out. Now, those are the excuses from the O'Malley side. And really, when you look at this fight, guys, what I see here, I see skill against determination. O'Malley's got the skill, the speed. He's in a big cage. He's going to have room to maneuver, and he's got a good right hand and a very underrated grappling game. Vera is just a pure all-out dog. He's never been finished in a fight, and it'll be the single purpose of Vera to get this fight into the late third round, because we have seen Sugar begin to look at the clock, even in some of his wins in the third round. He's tall, he's long, his legs are thin, so Vera's going to employ a leg attack and try and take him deep. Meanwhile, O'Malley's going to attempt to maintain distance and cut Vera up as he comes inside. O'Malley is a much improved fighter from when they first fought. Vera is kind of the same, maybe more determined with this second shot because he feels slighted that O'Malley won't give him the credit for the first win.
Okay, very good. When you and the weigh-ins are coming up half an hour, by the way, the card's in Miami. How many times do you get on a fight or get off a fight? And for me as a casual fan, if I can learn from anything, what are you looking for? And what's important to you with weigh-ins?
I look for who's professional, who steps on the scale immediately, so that as soon as they get off the scale at 10 after, in this case, it'll be Pacific time, they can start eating bananas and drinking juice. If a fighter gets on the scale 20 minutes after the weigh-ins start, they miss weight by 3 pounds, they're cheating, because they're either a wrestler and need the weight to take down a striker, or they're a striker and they need the extra weight to be able to withstand the wrestling from an opponent. And so that's really why I don't make official positions on the Gamblu.com webpage till after weigh-ins. They're foundational to the handicap of the whole week, in my opinion. That said, we have a lot of professionals on this card. I don't expect a lot of issue with weight, maybe in the co-main event with Poirier and St. Denis, only because St. Denis is such a huge, massive guy, and it looks like he has a staph infection. If in fact he does, and he's taking antibiotics, he can be affected in that weight cut, and I'll be looking for that.
Okay, and then you like Poirier anyways, plus 180?
I do like Poirier. I think he's getting substantially underrated here. Those that like St. Denis are under the blanket effect of recency, because who has he fought? Whereas Poirier's been in with the absolute elite of the division, and he has 30 fights under his belt. Now, Poirier, the criticism on him is, he's 35, maybe he's on the other side. But if you've watched him this week, this guy is finitely focused and looking to hold on to his third ranking. He's fighting the 12th ranked guy. Denis is strong, powerful, mean. He's got it all, but he's inexperienced and he's too willing to take a shot. Poirier will sell his soul to get this fight late, kind of like Vera. If the bell to the third round rings in this fight, it'll be Poirier from the third, fourth, and fifth.
Follow the money. Paulie and Matt Humans, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Lou Finocchiaro on the Progressive Guest Line at GamLou on Twitter, X, and he's a VSiN contributor. Remember, you're already on Blades. You have that parlay with him with the previous winner on the card last week. Reiterate why you like Blades and also the over, please.
Yeah, Blades is fighting a Brazilian jiu-jitsu savant by the name of Jayton Almeida. And Almeida fought at light heavyweight. And at light heavyweight, he weighed 203, then 204 in his last few fights, and then no light heavyweights would fight him. So he took on a couple of nominal journeyman heavyweights just to stay active, and he did well. However, Almeida, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu savant, is going to show up today and weigh in at 235, 237 pounds. Blades, who is a world-class wrestler with great hands, has been in with much better level of competition. I have been taught by Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu savants myself that kryptonite to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a world-class wrestler. That's what Blades is. He also has a tremendous advantage standing, and he'll weigh 35 pounds more than Almeida come fight night. This is a very favorable position for Blades.
All right. How about Yadong Song plus 110?
He fights Peter Yan. Peter Yan is an ex-champion who has it all. His boxing is slick. He's got a tough chin. He also has great wrestling, but his fight IQ often leaves him in dubious positions. He's also well older, 7-8 years in his 30s, older than Yadong, who's 20-some, and has gone from being a young boy in the organization, gaining his experience to a full-grown man. He trains at Alpha Male, which is in California, with Uriah Faber. I believe Song Yadong is well up to this task. He's taller, longer, heavier. He'll be the bigger man in the cage, and I think he's going to touch up Peter Yan.
Let's try to start off the card with a bang. It's a rematch. Joanne Wood, 2-1, plus 190 in the first fight.
In a rematch of a fight where Marose won, Wood was affected in that fight with sickness, at least so she says. Wood is the dirtier, grimier fighter that wants to get inside, use elbows, knees, and make it dirty. Marose doesn't necessarily like contact. She's long and tall, a kind of a daddy long legs of a fighter. She wants to stay on the outside and pitter-patter. I think Wood is very well poised to have a successful outing here and avenge that loss. Wood opens substantially. Wood opens plus 150. Now she's almost plus 200. That's a really great segment of opportunity when a fighter goes from plus 100 to plus 190 and they grow in price. Joanne Wood, I think, will make this dirty and get the win.
One more, another female fight. Caitlin I knew I couldn't get it right. Cerminara, plus 210 by decision.
Caitlin Cerminara just recently changed her name from Chukagan. She's married. She is taking on Macy Barber, a young, aggressive gal. And the formula that best fits Cerminara's game is an aggressive fighter that wants to come in and try and knock her out. That's exactly what we're going to get in Barber, a gal that's got a wrestling base with no takedown defense and has forgotten about her wrestling, trying to go with her hands. Cerminara is long, tall, very experienced. She's well prepared for this fight. She's going to use the room to maintain distance and pitter-patter her way into a decision. Now, this fight's lined heavily to the over 2.5, like minus 300. So if you want to take fight ends in split or majority decision at close to 3-1, I surely wouldn't find any fault with anyone.